The content, views, and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the producer and do not necessarily reflect the view and opinions of the City of Bremerton, BCAT, their officials, or their employees.
Hello, everyone. Well, welcome to Real Talk with DMJ. This is more of a personal show today, and it's about me and me sharing my personal life with you. So let me go ahead and get started and introduce my wonderful guests. Today we welcome Miss Pauline Anderson. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
And you're welcome. Also, we have Neiahmaya Chapman. Welcome.
Thank you.
Today, as everyone knows, I've been going through a lot. And with my illness, and generally I don't share. But since so many rumors are out there and what I endured, and you two was a part of it, of what I've been going through. And sometimes I always say get in front of the story, but I'm late because my illness and what's going on with my health. But I wanted to share with my audience today about self-care and what happened to me. As everyone know, I came down with shingles. And I had a allergic reaction, and I had a hallucination, and where I was seeing people, talking to people. I think it was Susie and Cynthia, and I had people close to me that I had called on and to help me, and they ended up recording me having the hallucination, but that recorded me having this episode and the allergic reaction to my medication. And they filmed me, and then put it out there to the public and their healthcare providers. That's the only thing that didn't set well with me. I was in need at my lowest point, and then for you to film me and then to send it out because you wanted people to see how I was acting, and you're a healthcare provider. That makes me wonder, are you doing that? Are they doing that to their own individual who they take care of when they're working? So, but anyway, that kind of hit home, and that hurt it. I wasn't angry. I'm still not angry. I just couldn't believe that happened. And so I want to talk about when I caught the shingles and they put me on the medication. I had found that morning, I had found a lump on my right breast. I had the liver problem going on, so I've been very ill, and it just hurt me for those individuals that were close to me to take advantage of my illness. Boy, this is really sensitive because I was recorded and the information was sent out. They never even let me see the recording. They just sent it out and put it out there the day that, and I'm glad Miss Pauline Anderson is here on the show. I was very ill and didn't know I was very ill and overworked and exhausted. And I didn't do self-care. And after this incident, I knew how much I was down at KCR and at a meeting, and I had shingles then and didn't know it. And that I had collapsed in the parking lot of KCR. And Miss Pauline Anderson here, she caught me before I hit the ground. And when I came to, all I could look up, I was looking up, and all I could say, "Are you an angel?" Because I knew I was going to heaven. You know what I'm saying? Did I not say that to you? I said, "Are you an angel?" That's how I said it, And she was crying and saying, "Don't die, don't die," because I must have looked it really bad. I was very weak, unresponsive. And she had carried me to my car and sat me in it. And so I was real sick. And not taking care of yourself. We really, as women, as people, as a whole, we really have to take care of ourselves. I spend so much of my time taking care of others. I had set myself on the back end burner. I like looking good and all that. But as far as rest, taking some me time. I never do, being a mother at the age of 5 in kindergarten, taking care of my siblings, I miss that part of taking care of me, taking on that responsibility of motherhood at the age of 5 with my 8, 9 siblings. So that's how I believe I got into that nurturing, and nurturing others come first before taking care of myself. And so anyway, I also had left KCR that day and was going to the Kitsap Public Healthcare District meeting. And one of my assistants, she went ahead, Naya, said her phone fell in the car and it came off mute. And so she was saying I was driving down 2 lanes and running lights and all this and that. And the films don't show that, and then show all that performing. And then so now probably running the light, me. If I'm down in another, y'all rides with me. You know what I'm saying? So that's a natural given thing. But to do that, to make me look bad and to discredit me, and then to share, knowing that I was having that episode during that time and I was illness, to go ahead and do that intentionally. She had stated that her phone fell in the car, and I gave her that. The phone fell in the car. It came off of mute. When you're in a Zoom, that doesn't happen like that. We all know that. So anyway, I had pulled over. She had the time to reach over and pick up the phone and still bring and perform like I was gone crazy or something. And all 30 organizations, 30 people had attended that meeting, heard that. You know what I'm saying? And which that was mean. I want to say this. I realized after this episode and a few phone calls that I have a lot of haters. And all I do, even those that I help, they still go after me and do things. And I don't understand their behavior. You know what I'm saying? I think we have a lot of hatred, jealousy, enviness in our community. Jealous of other people doing what they're doing. Everyone has to remember, I've been in the community doing things since 1987. I have 2.5-page paper written of me by the Bremerton Sun of my work starting in the community. Partnership with the Salvation Army back then, sending a lot of the young people that are in their early 50s or in their 40s, partnered with the Salvation Army, sending them the camp. I've always been a community worker ever since, with no funding, looking for donations, not pouring salt on other organizations. And back then, we only had the NAACP. That organization, we did not have other BIPOC organizations back in 87. We had our churches, but we didn't have no nonprofits, BIPOC organizations. So I've been giving to this community, which I love, and I am a Bremertonian, a West High Wildcat, crowned Miss Spirit, definitely from West High School. And I was the Wildcat as well, the mascot. And I have a heart for my community. I love my community. Someone just tells me one problem, I jump to it. I'm not the one that puts stuff out on Facebook to showboat what I'm doing. I'm about an action person. You know what I'm saying? A problem solver. Let's hit it head on and then move on. And so for women to hate me so much in this community because of the work that I do, because I feel good about myself and I'm comfortable in my skin and who I am. I don't need to showboat it and post it on Facebook. I don't need to put it on, I guess it's Instagram and all that other stuff, because my heart is in it. I'm about my people. I lived it. I was homeless for 5 years, then got a place for 7 years, and then back homeless for 3 years. I still continue, no one didn't know, still continue the work of Surviving Change and Hope 360. I mean, this is our 17th year, and homeless, living out the car, whole bathing it. You know what I'm saying? I love my community. Even helping those other organizations get started.
Yeah.
and they still attacking me and hate me. You know what I'm saying? Pouring salt on me with the white man. You know, I'm the head HNIC. You know, not her. When I don't even take part in do none of that. You know what I'm saying? Only time I'll come for you if you come for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I don't have time to get up in the morning to make up excuses and lie on you. I mean, I get phone calls late at night of people calling me, telling like Suge, stuff that she's made up on me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and just horrible, you know, that they do to me. You know, anime, all the way from other states, you know, colliding with other row. You know, I was out doing a home visit and with my people that's in the community. I won't call them street people, but I'll say from the other side. And the young man said to me, he said, Deborah, do you have a lot of women haters here? And I said, oh, wow. He goes, and all you do is help people. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I do it differently, you know, but I'm me. God made me different. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying I'm not here to please you and I'm not asking you for nothing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not expecting nothing. I've helped both of you two. I've never asked you for anything.
Yeah.
You know, I help you move on. Helped you and you ain't seen me again. I mean, that's my forte. I don't expect nothing. I don't want nothing from you. I want you to be successful and to succeed.
Yes.
I'm hard on you to make you believe in yourself,
Yes.
Nehemiah, that you can accomplish and do great things, you know, as a young person coming up and teaching you things, positive things.
Yes.
Give back to your community because there's so much work here. And that's what I'm about. But I have never seen so many women so envious and jealousy. That day when that young man was telling me that, I ended up right in front of him getting another phone call. I answered it. I had gotten a phone call. I answered that phone, and it was one of our community leaders, and I won't say that person's name. And the first thing they said on the phone, Deborah, you have a lot of haters. I go, oh my God. So my brother and Sam, they just started laughing. They go, we was just telling you have a lot of haters, you know. Sam was telling me how Stephanie and her group of friends hate me. And then now I get a call and I find out Ro and her group of friends, you know, how they hate me. You know, I don't even ever did nothing to Ro. I was upset about something happened at my event. But for you to hate me and pour salt at other organizations and talk about me, you know what I'm saying? Just like Virginia with Kitsap Strong, you know, that came back. And then, but when we're together in front of each other, you play this love hug. You know, that's why I don't love everyone. And we're supposed to like God, but I'm human. The Bible always tells me first naturally, then spiritually. I got to work still on the natural man and then let the spiritual man in. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a realist. But for them to do this, and I want to tell you once again, Miss Pauline, thank you for being there.
Welcome, dear.
And you know, one thing you had told me, you had stated that you don't know who I am, but I heard a lot about you. And that was very nice and kind and warm. And, you know, and then I was later on to come back and do a small thing for you. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
And you're so welcome. I'm pleased to do that. And that's my makeup. And then during my illness, this is why I have Neiahmaya Chapman here, how her and my cousins and all them, and she's the great cousin, came and they bathed me. No, you're the great. Yes, yes. Oh my goodness. How they came and they bathed me, bought me food, took care of me. I was very ill. While I'm very ill and everything, I have all these women out here hating. But I want to give a shout out. And I've never been one to go ahead and go after somebody's man. I want to say Robert Harris, you know, he shared the NAACP, shared his concern and contacted me, you know, several times. Brother Raymond brought me food, you know what I'm saying? Elder Yusen, you know, those brothers and everything did. And, you know, I always believe into the pure, all things are pure. You know, to the filthy, all things are filthy. It was all in innocence, you know. But Brother Ray, they left food on the door, you know. Mr. Harris had cleared up. He called and checked on me. And that was really nice. And I always told each of them to tell your wives hi for me, because I appreciate them thinking of me because they know about the work and they respect the work that I do. And then for all these women, when we had the T-RAP, the KEPA program going on, um, everybody who I helped and received fundings and monies, and you know who you are. You know what I'm saying? For you to go out there and do your mean girl stuff, and then you're in the church praising God on Sundays, claiming holiness, and then murmuring me. Now, if I'm going to murmur you, I'm going to murmur you in front of you and tell the whole world. You know what I'm saying? But plot to do things against me, shame on you. Especially I've helped you more than you've ever done for me. And I'm not going to call out your names that I helped receive that money, and you know who you are. But for you to still continue to do that and to be jealous of my work, shame on you. Because all I did was teach you and helped you to get started, gave you the encouragement, the incentive, because I've been doing this work since 1987. Mm-hmm. But since 1987, when I started the Deborah Community Drill Team, I still had women coming after me. Marva Jones. Those guys, we had 109 kids on the team I did. Mm-hmm. Them guys tried to sabotage that, her and her crew. And then we had 109 kids. My first seamstress who designed all the uniforms, and the Bremerton Police Department sponsored the Deborah Community Drill Team and the DT Guards and the Deborah Nets. See, and this is what they don't know. The Salvation Army's always been behind me back then, Captain Baker and all them, and the ones way before that from 87. I've been with, and the Bremerton Police Department's, been one of my biggest support. When I made those black girls queens and put DeAndrea Williams and them guys, all black queens in the cars, riding as princesses waving. We had all those white, fine young men in them convertibles. They're off of National, driving them, making those black young women at that time feel good about themselves, to let them know that they were queens and princesses. Those guys were so jealous of my work then, trying to sabotage. But God prevailed, and I always stood. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. My mission ever since 87 has always been in this community. Judge Kenneth Lewis, Officer Terry Wellings, my favorite school teacher, Mr. Lane Dow. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't be who I am today if I didn't have those three men in my life. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Lane Dow from high school. The rest of them during my wild days. Still wild, though, but you know what I'm saying. Doing the most. And I am always appreciative, for them, for them being in my life and making a strong impact and seeing the good and leaving the bad, and know I had high potentials when I wasn't good enough to be in the NAACP and not to go to so-and-so's house because of my mother's discretion. But they didn't even know her story, her being molested and, by her mother's boyfriends. You know what I'm saying? Why she took the turn she took. But then, hell, the rest of them was doing the same thing, too. Mm-hmm. Us being bastard kids. Then the ones that really talk about me and put their mouths on me, they bastard kids themselves. Mm. But that's their secret, But I believe individuals that target me haven't come to terms with their own identity. You know what I'm saying? Their own secrets. So let me keep poking and picking and throwing stuff at her. You know what I'm saying? And then I support anything that they do. A big supporter. We have it hard enough as a Black community, as a Black woman, especially as a strong Black woman. I'm just saying, I don't understand our Black women. And then the white women that jump on board with them to do the ugliness, the poor salt. Yes, I had a hard time, with the event last year, the Washington State African American Achievement Awards, and all some people could do at their workplaces is talk about it. But I know one person said they stepped up and, well, why didn't you jump in and help? You know, definitely. I think I did a damn good job putting that on by myself, you know, because my right-hand person from Spokane, her son, had a suicide crisis. So she could not make it, and which that's very understandable, you know, and that's why, and she's been with me for decades. Francelle Dalbert, you know, but anyway, I just want to say and share that we are out here as women putting on false fronts in front of these people, but doing deceitful, mean things behind their back and looking so good to the white people, the other white organizations, the other white people that are in power, like choose me, you know, and that those that live by titles. I don't live by a title. I am who I can't fake. I am who I am. I can't fake. I'm just going to be me. What you see is what you get. You know, and that's just it. You know, it's just really sad. But I've been ill lately. You know what I'm saying? For the past year, ever since last summer. You know, NG tube in my nose. You know, can't eat and all kind of stuff. And with Suge and Anna Mae and they crew, you know, attacking me. You know, trying to pick and do the most. Just that mean girl thing. I think they're unhappy with themselves and they need to get a life. Or start your own organization. Do something. You know, just, you know, do something with your life. Instead of being that mean girl, having the church people go against you, thinking that, you know, you're all this when you're out here doing hateful things. You know, spreading rumors. Got my family calling me, you know. Deborah Suge told me this. I go, girl, don't believe that. You know, this person has been jealous of me for many, many years and decades. You know, and I can't help that. I mean, that's a her problem.
Yeah.
That's a them problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's it. But they think they can do this to stop me. You know, you don't know God's makeup that he has for me.
Exactly.
You know, God has a makeup for me and you can't stop it. I'm still standing and I'm going to continue to stand as long as I believe and have faith in God. You know what I'm saying? So don't say you're going to your churches and think you're all this and that. God knows your heart and your thoughts from far off. Remember, he knows that, even mine. And I always have to pick up, you know, I'm always correcting myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always correcting myself. I really am. I'm just surprised you had nothing to say, Nehemiah. Did you want to share anything? I'm sorry, I'm just going on because the attack during this illness has been a struck on me, you know, and I can't get rid of the shingles because I have these mean girl, you know, Harriet, them guys, you know, doing things to me, attacking me, going behind my back, talking, you know, to the powers that be or sit as chairs and stuff and denying me from getting grants, you know, just doing this stuff intentionally to stop me when you got your incentives from me.
Yeah.
You know, from me. You know, the encouragement to do this work.
Yeah.
This was built in me. I've been doing this since 1987. This work. I mean, Cody Russell stating to me, Deborah, why I haven't heard from you? I said, honey, they don't want you to know about me because they worry about what's going to come out of my mouth. I helped them to get started and gave them the encouragement, which is true. We're going to wrap this up. And I really appreciate it. I know, Pauline, you said, I'm not going to say nothing, but I just wanted the people to see you. You know, to see you and then how ill that I was and that I am and that how I had collapsed in the parking lot, overworked, not taking care of self and having the shingles, and then how you caught me before I hit the ground and carried me to my car. Now, when I came to, I thought I was with an angel because, like I said, God has the last say so. In the end, it's between me and him, as Whitney Houston left us with that. Once again, I want to thank you ladies for coming.
You're welcome.
And being here. Once again, thank you for picking me up, being there for me. Thank you for bathing me, bringing me food, and taking care of me at my weakest point. Nehemiah, I just wanted to let the audience know and share with my viewers, how I appreciate you guys and you've been there for me during my lowest point.
Yes.
And how you have my back.
Yes. I wanted to share with the audience that I think a lot of the problems that are causing the community, especially with the ones that are conflicting you and your organization, are with people's I won't say are. Well, probably is because of the people's past views and what they have something going on in the past. It couldn't be something that has to go on in the present. Because like you said, you've been sick, you've been out of commission, you've been overworked, you've been taking care of your community without giving second thought about your own health. So with all this animosity and negativity that's going towards you, I feel like it's a lot of the things that people have built up in the past and haven't got that over with. It's just, like
they haven't gotten over it.
Yeah,
Yes.
like how you taught me. Don't let things just sit and fester, because when they sit and fester, a lot of ugliness starts to come out. And I think that's what's starting to happen now. The fruits of that type of labor are starting to come out instead of what really needs to come out. And I feel like once people resolve within themselves and get accustomed to who you are and who you've been since 1987, then that's when all those problems for themselves can just simply disappear. Because when you realize that once they realize who you are, they can realize who they are, and then people can just play how they need to play.
Okay, we're going to wrap this up. Once again, I want to thank you. I'm happy to be back. And I want you and my viewers to continue to support and continue to watch Real Talk with DMJ.